Welcome back, dual-sided. Coming off a crazy finish of Jake Paul, knocking out Ben Askren at the 1 minute 20-second mark. The referee, obviously, it was a questionable stoppage. You guys could decide for yourself. In my opinion, I thought it was, a little early.
Way too early, to be honest. But he got him pretty good. Who knows? He probably would have gotten him
eventually, yeah, one way or another. But like we were stating in our last one, who does Jake call out next? And he's been calling out a specific someone.
Yeah, for a while now.
The notorious Conor McGregor. Is that fight? Do you think it's coming soon?
Is it? I don't think Dana wants it. You think Dana would?
No, Dana definitely doesn't want it, and we'll get to Dana in a little. But
I mean,
forget Dana. If it's up to Conor, do you think Conor? That's a fight.
Yeah, of course. If it's for money, yeah, he's definitely.
You think Conor wants the money? I'm pretty sure he's set. He just sold he's just sold his share in the proper 12. I'm pretty sure he's doing well. But the question is, everyone's asking is Conor gonna accept the fight? But is Jake truly ready for Conor?
Obviously not. What is this, in boxing or UFC?
No, boxing. This is boxing.
Yeah, even then, Conor is.
Yeah, Conor.
His striking power is just on another level.
He's known for his striking. Like you can't compare. You can't go from Askren to.
And when McGregor went up against arguably the best boxer of all time, he hung in there. And
yeah, some would say that Floyd wasn't himself, but I mean, how long did he last? 10?
Was it 10? I thought it was 6 rounds or something.
Whatever it was, he lasted in there when typically someone would be out. Like any other person would have been out. Yeah. He did better against Floyd than Pacquiao. Some would say. The Pacquiao fight was a no-show.
Yeah.
But
at least one of them he did.
So like we were stating, does Conor risk his legacy for this fight? Because he even in the UFC 257 against Dustin, this rematch, was it 257?
The one a month ago.
Yeah,
I think so.
He was stating things like, "Oh, I'm set." Even against Habib, Habib was saying, "This guy, I fight for legacy. This guy fight for money." Do you think Conor's at a point where he's just fighting for his legacy? Because he did say, "I just fight for, my highlight reel." That's what he said. This is from his mouth.
Yeah, why not go up against the biggest trash talker in the internet, YouTube?
You think that would help his legacy? I feel like even if he wins, like what does that do for him?
I don't know,
actually, if you think about it, like if he wins, like more people are gonna be a fan of him.
Yeah,
don't you think?
But it doesn't hurt at all to beat Jake Paul at all.
But you think it's more of a risk, or which one is,
Obviously, if he loses a fight, it's definitely going to be the worst, loss of his career.
Yeah, which I think then if he loses that fight, then his value, decreases crazy. I mean, his value decrease against the.
Yeah, we'll have to see with the
Dustin versus Conor.
The third. Is it the third one?
Yeah, the trilogy at UFC 264. But before we even get there, Conor is reportedly worth a net worth of 120 million, possibly more. Should a money fight, like we were stating, should it intrigue him at this point? The first fight, what Jake say? Like he offered up 50 million.
Yeah.
You think Conor, like obviously 50 million is a lot.
That's still that money's money, and I don't know. I don't know if Conor would do it.
Obviously, what he trash talked with his wife. He's saying, what did he say about his wife? Your wife is a 4.
Or yeah, he says something like that.
So he took a page literally out of Conor's.
And I don't think McGregor has even acknowledged him, has he?
Yeah, he said something on when someone asked him in 257 against Dustin, the rematch. He said like, "Oh, that's a YouTube kid." So I mean, he does know, and he did read his DM according to Jake and his Instagram posts. He saw the.
You could Photoshop those things.
Yeah, that's true. But if the fight does happen, what if Jake beats Conor, what do you think happens to Jake's value, and what do you think after?
If Jake beats Conor, that's
Jake's the money fight.
Yeah, that's gonna put him on the map
for anyone.
Yeah, anyone's gonna go after that.
And then obviously if Conor beats Jake, which clearly I feel is the
almost
logical.
99.9%.
I mean, this fight, like, what people, it was 50-50, huh? Even
was,
before, it was like more Jake.
No, Paul was minus 190, which is like a 60%, according to OddsShark.
Against an actual, like, fighter who's been in there, you know, obviously not known for striking once again, but still.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, you know, what if this was in an MMA combat? Would Askren? You think would Askren?
No, Askren would kill him in MMA.
Yeah,
Askren would just wrestle him.
yeah.
He would just take him down. There's not even a question. Like, there's no way. You got to think about Robbie Lawler versus Jake. Who wins that one? Obviously Lawler.
Yeah.
It's not even a question. But if this fight does happen, is it gonna what are we talking about in pay-per-view numbers? Do you think it breaks the Floyd?
Floyd with
versus McGregor or the Mayweather versus Pacquiao?
Yeah, I think so. It's because, you know, Paul is known on the internet worldwide, to be honest. Not that Mayweather isn't, but I think this would definitely reach that number.
Yeah, didn't they have to call off the Logan versus Floyd fight for uninterest in the fight?
Who was uninterested?
Like, just like the lack of pay-per-view buys or the
yeah, because everyone knew it was gonna be
lopsided.
Yeah.
So again, if Conor is somehow interested in this fight, you know, 264 versus Dustin, you think that's a must-win, huh? Because you got to think about
if he loses that
at that point,
if he loses that I think that gives him a better shot at fighting Jake Paul. But if he wins, you know,
what do you mean?
Because if he loses, then his reputation is already, you know, going downhill against Poirier. Two losses in a row, and, you know, why not take that opportunity to, you know, beat Paul? But if he beats Poirier, it's, you know, it's already adding to his.
But you guys at the same time, you guys think about if Conor beats Poirier in the trilogy, the value from Conor's side is only gonna increase, and then Jake's gonna have to fight more. Because if Conor loses, Jake could, you know, easily fight Conor, in my opinion, if Conor's interested. But if Conor wins, like, I see Jake keeps on fighting, you know, guys like Ben Askren, who are actual, you know, MMA guys, or maybe even boxers, possibly, most likely not, but, you know, eventually I think that will happen one day.
That would be crazy.
In my opinion, it's gonna break pay-per-view numbers. Just seeing him come out, the attention he gets. Even when you say that the majority of the attention Jake gets is negative, but, you know, he's still,
yeah, for sure. But, you know, he showed up.
It's gonna be crazy. Conor versus Jake. We'll see if it does happen. But after seeing the results today, it's just gonna make it. It's only gonna make it more interesting. It's just up to,
and more people are gonna want that for sure, especially after today.
Now it's up to Conor to hold up his end. Obviously, he didn't agree. We don't even know if he knows Jake exists. But if Conor wants to, you know, increase the value of this fight, like, he's gotta beat Dustin on the trilogy in July,
which is that in and of itself is gonna be a good one too.
Which, by the way, sold out just like that. So that tells you the value of, you know, the champ. So this is Dual-Sided. Follow us on social media at Dual-Sided. And yeah,